said there was a 10 to 20% chance of killer robots wiping out humanity.
Yeah.
So you sounded worried then.
In the long run, we're all dead, of course.
Your favourite trillionaire, Elon Musk, just had a massive interview with The Economist in which he said some pretty wild things about many different topics. But what I want to focus on today is what he said about AI.
Do you think there's still a 10 to 20% chance that killer robots mean the end of humanity? That's a high P-doom, as they say.
Well, in the long run, we're all dead, of course. So I mean, according to the standard model of physics, the end of the universe is a long, boring, sort of thin, gray soup of gradual cooling. It's sort of the heat death of the universe is called. So now, if the heat death of the universe is in fact the outcome for our reality, then it really is all about the journey. Because the destination is terrible.
Yeah, but 10 years is not very... I get that, but that could be a long way ahead.
Very long way.
And you're basically saying...
Very long way.
If it's 10 to 20% in 10 years, would you go into one of your rockets if you thought there was a 10 to 20% chance of it blowing up and killing you?
Yes, but let's say you can't do anything about it.
Okay.
That has to be the most psychopathic mental answer to a question I may have ever heard. What he is effectively saying there is that it's completely okay. There's nothing bad about the fact that you and your family are going to die because the heat death of the universe is coming in 10 billion years and all humans are going to die anyway. What a crazy answer. Can you imagine if a mass murderer, if a terrorist used that defense in court? If they said, oh yeah, those 7 children that I killed, well, their deaths are irrelevant because the heat death of the universe is going to kill all humans in 1 trillion years. Would anyone take that answer seriously? We would say, no, you are a psychopath. You should be in prison. You should not be allowed to endanger people's lives like that. And what Elon Musk is talking about here, when he says a 10 to 20% chance that all humans are going to be killed by AI. Now, obviously, Elon Musk makes ridiculous predictions about everything. He has predicted like every year going back to 2010 that the next year humans would have landed on Mars already, right? So this is a fucking idiot. You can't really take his predictions seriously on anything. But the independent experts in AI, Jeffrey Hinton, Yoshua Bengio, some of the most cited scientists in the field, Nobel Prize winners, they are both saying that there is like a 50% chance that this technology ends up killing us all. It's pretty obvious to see how that happens. This week, we've just had OpenAI's model go rogue and hack into another company against the wishes of the OpenAI engineers. This is obviously a terrifying situation to be in, and Elon Musk is one of the people at the forefront of pushing this technology forward. He is responsible for founding not one, but 2 of the frontier AI companies, OpenAI and xAI. And he's now claiming that there's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do. We'll see in this next clip how he justifies this mental gymnastics that he's playing that are just absurd, and it is really, aside from the real world impact of it, it is a fascinating psychological case study to look at. But here's what he had to say. Here's how he's justifying his actions.
I guess the only thing we can try to do is minimize the probability of the bad outcome. But trying to stop the intelligence in robots, for the longest time, I declined to participate in AI, or was created OpenAI as essentially a counterweight to Google, because at the time they had more or less a monopoly on AI. In creating OpenAI and then having Anthropic spin out of that, and now currently Anthropic's the leader in AI. These actions have actually resulted in knock-on effects that accelerated AI, which wasn't really my intention. So it just seems like all roads lead to acceleration of AI. So then I'm like, okay, well, you can just sort of be sad about it or join the club, I suppose.
Well, you've certainly joined the club.
Yeah.
You've definitely joined the club.
If you can't beat him, join him,
So really absurd mental gymnastics at play there to try and justify his actions. What he's saying is that because he founded OpenAI as a counterweight to Google DeepMind back in 2015, because out of OpenAI then spawned Anthropic because Darren Amadei was upset with the lack of safety practices that OpenAI were using, because then Elon Musk then decided to found XAI himself independently of that. And we now have over 4 frontier AI companies. So because Elon Musk fucked up, he admits in that clip there that he did not intend to accelerate this AI race, but that's what ended up happening. He then concludes that that was all inevitable anyway. No, it was your fuck up that put us in this situation. Don't shift the blame. Don't pretend that this is inevitable. It's just absolutely mental how we have a guy like this who is risking your lives. He's playing Russian roulette with your life, with your family's lives, and he's pretending that this was going to happen anyway. No, you put us in this situation, you twat. And I just can't believe that He's obviously has some intelligence, right? He's been able to build up all of these companies. I can't believe that he can't sit down and have a brief period of self-reflection and owning up to his mistakes here, right? And then besides all of his actions and the actions of the other AI CEOs, right? There is this argument that, well, I'm not going to be able to stop these other companies, so I might as well join in myself, right? This is an argument that all of these companies make. That's not true. We can implement an international treaty that stops this race, that bans the creation of superintelligence before anyone knows how to make sure that it's safe and it won't kill us all, right? We have international treaties that have banned CFCs because they were destroying our ozone layer, and every country on earth had a few brain cells in them and said, let's not do that. That would be really bad. We'd all get skin cancer. We'd have crop failure. So let's come together and ban this technology internationally. They were able to do that. With nuclear weapons, we were able to sign multiple nuclear arms treaties to limit proliferation. So we now only have about 8 or 9 nuclear states. Back in the 40s and 50s, people were saying, we're going to have hundreds of nuclear states. Nuclear war and nuclear Armageddon are inevitable. There's nothing we can do about it. There was something we could do. The hard work of diplomats, the pressure of campaign groups, politicians and ordinary people taking this seriously, using their power to bring about those international treaties. That's what prevented nuclear Armageddon. That's why I'm able to sit here and talk to you today. That's how you're able to watch this video today, because of the hard work that people put in, because of these international treaties, right? We can do the exact same thing with AI. You cannot train superintelligence in your basement. You need a massive data center that is visible from space. You need tens of billions of dollars to buy tens of thousands of GPUs to house them in this massive data center in order to train a frontier model. So we can track that and we can say, no, you're not allowed to have this cluster of GPUs because you could train superintelligence on it and that could kill us all, and you have no idea how to make sure that it doesn't. So we have an easy way to stop these companies. Elon Musk is pretending that that doesn't exist. I don't know if that's because he genuinely doesn't know that that is a technically feasible thing that we can do, or because he just wants to build superintelligence, because since he's been a little kid, he's been reading these science fiction stories and he wants to be the one to give birth to the digital god, right? Maybe this is what is going on in his head. I don't know. But regardless of what's going on in his head, we can try and psychoanalyze him all day, and we can do the same with the other AI CEOs. But what we need to do now is to stop him ourselves. The way that you can help to do that is by contacting your MP or your political representative, wherever you live, and asking them to take this issue seriously, to take the existential threat from AI seriously, and to get them to support an international treaty to ban superintelligence. I always leave links in my description for you to go and contact your MPs. I urge you to do it. I also urge you to join any protest that's going on near you. We can stop this race, but we do not have long left. The clock is ticking. We have to stop the likes of Elon Musk, or else we're not going to be around to regret it.